Hello friends, welcome to this video lecture. Today's topic of discussion is leadership and its types. By the way, I am Dr. Rahmatullah, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Sri Lanka. What is leadership? Leadership is the art or process of influencing people so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically towards the achievement of group goals. So the main function of leader is to influence people who are working under him or the subordinate so that they can contribute to the achievement of group goals enthusiastically and willingly. Why the leadership is so important? Because it aids to authority, motivating power to group efforts, and this is the basis for cooperation. What are the main traits of leadership? We will see one by one. The first trait the leader should have is adaptability and flexibility. Adaptability is nothing but adapting to the changing environment or the new environment. The leader should not or don't get stuck in a rut. He should find a way come out of the rut. The second important trait a leader should have is assertiveness. A great leader is able to direct without coming off as overly or pushy or aggressively. Then the leadership should have the capacity to motivate people. A very good leader is a very good motivator. A great leader knows how to inspire others and motivate them to their best. The leader should show the courage and brave and committed to the goals of the group. They do not hide from the challenges. The leader should have creative enough. He should not only possess their own creativity, but they are also able to foster creativity among the membership of the group. The leader should be decisive in his decisions. A great leader is capable of making a decision and is confident in his or her choices. The leader should accept responsibility. A strong leader takes on responsibility and don't pass the blame on the others. They stand by their success and take ownership of their mistakes. Emotional stability. For the changing environment, for different situations, the leader should show emotional stability. He should control their anger, emotions, and avoid overreactions. Otherwise, the subordinates may find it very difficult to move with the manager or the leader. The leader should be intelligent enough and action-oriented judgment and have action-oriented judgment. Great leaders are smart and make choices that move the group forward. Need for achievement. Strong leaders have a need to succeed and help the group to achieve goals. They genuinely care about the success of the group and are committed to helping the group reach their milestones. The very good leaders will show the people skill. The people skill is nothing but the interpersonal skill, how the leader moves with the people. Excellent interpersonal skills are essential for leading effectively. Great leaders know how to interact well with others, other subordinates, other leaders, as well as with the team members. The leader should show the perseverance. Perseverance is nothing but, in Tamil they term it as vidamuyarchi. Strong leaders stick with it even when things get difficult or the group faces significant obstacles. The leader should show self-confidence and should be self-assured. Because they are confident in themselves, followers often begin to share this self-belief. The leader should be skilled as well as capable. Members of the groups are able to look to the leader for an example of how things should be done. The leader should lead from the front. The leader should show the trustworthiness. The group members need to depend upon the person leading them. That is called trustworthiness. These are the important attributes or traits of the very good leader. Now we will move on to leadership style. The leadership styles are classified into three. One is autocratic, second one is democratic, third one is laissez-faire or free rein style. We will see one by one. What is autocratic style? Autocratic style where The manager retains as much power and decision-making authority as possible. Manager does not consult employees nor they allowed to give any input. The employees are expected to obey orders without receiving any explanations. So it is a do what I say kind of type of style. What are the characteristics of autocratic type? Manager seeks to make as many decisions as possible. Manager seeks to have the most authority and control in decision making. Manager seeks to retain responsibility rather than utilize complete delegation. The manager or the leader may not delegate the authority to others or the subordinate. He will consult minimum, but he will implement whatever he decided upon. What are the advantages and disadvantages of autocratic style? Advantages: the reduces stress due to the increased control. The worker need not stressed upon because everything is dictated by the leader, so that the worker needs to do whatever delegated by the leadership. It is a more productive group while the leader is watching, because when the leader is watching, the entire team will work very diligently and productively. Since it is an autocratic style, the decision making choices are very minimal. The faster decision making is possible. What are the disadvantages of autocratic style? Here the manager perceived as having poor leadership skill. Because of that, the worker working under him may not work as expected. There are a lot of increased workload for the manager. The manager is autocratic. Everything will be taken or shouldered by the manager. Therefore, increased workload. The team becomes so much dependent on the leader. If the leader is sick or fail to turn up to the duty, the entire team will look for commands from the leader. There may not be any forward movement without the instruction from the leader. The second style of leadership is democratic style. Democratic leadership is the leadership style that promotes the sharing of responsibility, the exercise of delegation, and continual consultation. Here, the management or the leadership will expect everyone in the team to contribute. The leader will take everyone's input and accordingly he will decide. What are the characteristics of democratic style? The manager seeks consultation of all major issues and delegate tasks to subordinates. Manager welcomes feedback on the results of initiatives. Manager encourages others to become leader and to be involved. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Since it is a democratic environment, everybody will contribute, therefore a very positive work environment. Here the initiatives mostly end up as a successful one, because the decisions are taken as a collective decisions. Therefore, there is every chance to end up in a successful outcomes. Creative thinking is possible because the leader motivate the subordinates to come up with a new idea based on the brainstorming. Therefore, the creative thinking is possible. Reduction of friction and office politics. Since everyone's contribution is welcomed in this kind of environment, there will be very limited friction between the workers, and there will not be any politics at all inside the office. What are the disadvantages of democratic style? Since every decision is taken based on the consultations carried out with the team, therefore it takes a lot of time to take decisions. The problem here is danger of pseudo participation. Some people in the group may pretend that they are contributing to the group, but they never to do so. Like other styles, democratic style is also not always appropriate. The third style of leadership is laissez-faire or free-range style. Laissez-faire is the French phrase means leave it to be, and it is used to describe a leader who leaves his or her colleagues to get on with their work. A manager gives complete freedom to his subordinates. the entire decision-making authority is entrusted to them. The style is largely a hands-off view that tends to minimize the amount of direction and face time required. There is a least intervention by the leader so that the group operates entirely on its own. Subordinates have to exercise self-control. This style helps subordinates to develop independent personality. What are the advantages and disadvantages of laissez-faire style? Here, very limited or no work for the leader. The leader will be free reign. Leader will be delegate all the work to the subordinates. The frustration may force others into leadership roles because the leader assigns all the work to the subordinates. Therefore, the other subordinates may evolve as the leaders. Allows the visionary worker the opportunity to do what they want, free from the interference. It empowers the group. The group member can contribute to the group success. What are the disadvantages? It makes employees feel insecure at the unavailability of manager. Manager cannot provide regular feedback to let employees know how well they are doing. The manager does not understand his or her responsibilities and it is hoping the employees can cover for him or her. These are some of the references referred for the preparation of the slides. Thank you.